Thank you all, and first of all, let me thank all of you for joining us today, taking out time from your busy schedules and making it happening it today. Such a pleasant experience. Again, after 2 years of COVID, we have started getting into this, meeting and greeting each other and all. It's such a nice experience when I go to the market and meet my team and people and dealers and community. It is such a nice experience. So my pray to the Almighty that we have a very good time ahead and for the safety of all of you and your families and everyone of your colleagues. To start with, I just would like to introduce the company that this company, Dalmia Cement, was established in 1939 by Shri Jai Dayal Dalmia, and that was one of the few companies who have taken some step that point of time, when the India was really looking for some investment in the core industry. This was one of the very important bold step our group has taken by our able leader, Shri Dayal Dalmia ji. We have prepared a small note. I'll run you through so that it will be it's a crisp note. So that time, we have entered into cement and sugar also was established and refractory. So these are brick linings which are used in cement and steel industry when you have this processing to be insulated at very high temperature the material flows, that insulation bricks are also manufactured. So these are some of the very you can say high tech at that point of time. Getting the right set of people to run such kind of plants and manufacturing units was not a easy thing, but was very very bold step. Can you move to the next? So I'll just run you through the timeline. So I was talking about 1939 it happened. In 1950, there was a Hirakud Dam was to be, Indian government planned for that, and they were looking for some cement which can work for years together on hydro project. So this was a hydro project. So to service that, primarily we put up another plant in Rajgangpur in Orissa. So that was again a very very big step by the group. That point of time it was taken, and this unit was established to service an entire cement was given to Hirakud Dam that time, which is even functioning today. It's one of its own kind, and those were the days I still remember. Some kind of elephants used to work in those factory to move station wagons. Wagon movement and shunting used to happen through elephants, and elephants used to be some kind of employees also there. They used to have PF and all that. These are some of the memorials we have in those plants, kept as one of the unique memories we have. And after that, so just go back. Just let's leave the timeline. Yeah, just be here. In 1973, we started working with manufacturing of railway sleepers. This is also one of its unique kind of cement, and we are one of the prominent suppliers of railway sleeper cements in the entire northeast. There are factories in Assam and all, so we supply there. Here in the southern part, so wherever we have factories and we have proximity from our plant, so this is one of very important application for which we are capable, we are supplying there. And when this wind farm started, so 1993, that is the time we also invested. That's the again a very different kind of move which we started in 1993. And 2004 we came up our first captive plant of power, as the power inflow was not very regular, so the company thought to have their own power supply. So 2004 we had it, and 2009 we raised our capacity. So this is also very interesting that we were 14 years back, we were only 1.2 million ton in capacity. In a span of 14 years we have grown to 35.9 million ton. from 1.2 million ton to 35.9 million ton. And the progress of the company is going along. We are getting a lot of support from the market in terms of appreciation of our products, and both in institutional sale in major infra segment as well as individual house building segment. And we'll continue this journey now, and we are expecting that by March 24 will become around 48.5 million ton, and we are aspiring to become 110 million ton by 2030. So there are plans which are being made along with the line. So there are huge investments we are rolling out from the current level to again three times, from 35.9 to maybe 110. So go to the next. This is again a very big turning point for us in 2012 when we signed a sustainability charter. This is the time when the company started appreciating that we have to move now towards greener cements. And I am very happy to say that today we are, in the last year, we have emitted only 489 kg of CO2 per ton of cement, 489 kg, against some of the global averages is around 600 to 700 kg. So we are one of the lowest carbon emitting company in the world on cement front, and this is possible because we have been able to use lot of alternate fuels. We have been using lot of recyclable, non-recyclable, toxic, non-toxic material for our processes, which we learned that cement is something which is seen as a pollutant substance, but at the same time it has the ability to absorb pollutants also. So it can absorb a lot of pollutants. So we do collect lot of plastic waste, municipal waste, pharma waste, toxic waste, and we use in our process in a way which requires a lot of stabilization at the process level. So the same thing gets utilized, and we are able to absorb these impurities from the various sections of the society, and it becomes very helpful for the municipal corporations because they are not able to dispose it well. So they found a ground that these things can be now dumped and recycled, because otherwise this creates a lot of wastage around lands and all. So just remain there. So 2015, just I'm not able to read. Just in entire India. So first was Ultratech, second ACC Ambuja, third one is Shri Cement, and fourth Dalmia Cement. From the capacity, manufacturing capacity in 2015, we were able to move. And 2016, we have signed another very important milestone, which is called RE100 group. This RE means Renewable Energy 100 group. So there are 100 companies in the world who signed a charter that they will become, they will be using 100% of their requirement of through renewable energy by 2030. So from India, only 3 companies signed it: Tata Motors, Infosys, and Dalmia Cement. And that was the commitment we people have, given that time, and we are working very, very fast on it. So to enable that, we are establishing a lot of WHRS, which is called Waste Heat Recovery System. So if I go, if you see in this slide, there is a picture. This picture is this is called preheater. So this is before the kiln, there is a preheater. What used to happen, that lot of hot gases used to pass through this and these were lost to the environment. So with the new technology, all hot gases are now tapped and recycled to another power plant to generate power. So as good as it can substitute almost 40% of the requirement of any power plant, any cement plant. So if we are using maybe 10 megawatt, so roughly around 4 megawatt you can use from those gases which were lost earlier. So by this means we are we are able to recycle all this power, and also this is one of the effort. Other efforts are putting up our solar power plants, So we are investing in Tamil Nadu itself in solar power plants, and there are wind power already the company is in. So all these things are going to help us so that we come out to meet our charter by 2030. And at the same time, there is another charter which we have signed is to become carbon negative by 2040. So this is again very interesting. Uh, I will just take you through. So what we have done that we are working on, I've already informed that we are already one of the lowest carbon footprint companies. So we are working along the line to see that how do we save emission of carbon. So and how do we help to save the climate change. So we are working on two fronts. One is water positivity. So as we are talking, the company is around 12.4 times water positive than what it is consuming. So that is also one of the best in India for cement companies. And we are aspiring to take it to around 15 and then 20 times. So in the coming years. So that is one way. Second is the reduction of emission itself. So we are working on that in various formats with the various technology form. I'll come to that. Before that, these are the various footprint of our company. If you see the below four green ones, so there are two plants in Tamil Nadu, which is in Dalmiapuram and Aryalur. One in Kadapa, Andhra Pradesh. One is in Belgaum, Karnataka. So these four plants takes care of the southern region and some part of Maharashtra. And there is one is in Chandrapur, Maharashtra, which take care of rest of the Maharashtra. Then we have the eastern, and we also have footprints in northeast part. So we are one of the leading company in the areas wherever we are present, and we are trying to be bigger and better in terms of our products, services, and expanding to see that people appreciate our services, our quality. And one of the move is this meeting today, that we are coming up with one of the offer which we'll talk about. So I have given you brief on this, and we have a very good range of product. So this is something which is we actually relish on. So most of the institutional or infrastructure needs are very, very different and very difficult, because you have to give a very good quality or of cement for their application for a consistent point of time. Let's say Chennai Metro. So you have to give a particular quality for a consistent point of time, because it has to go for that kind of application. Similarly, nuclear power plant. So we are the pioneer in producing that. Oil well cement. There are only one or two companies who are successfully doing it. Yeah, one of that is us. So it requires a lot of back-end support, technological support at the plant level. So we are working sleeper cement we have talked about. There are many special application which we produce. Like you have heard of Everest cement, Everest Asbestos. So they need a special cement. So in our Dalmiapuram plant we have almost 27 silos to produce different grades of cement, so that we can supply to this application. Normally any cement plant will have 2 or 3 silos. That is we heard of maximum. But Dalmiapuram plant, we have taken a conscious call by investing in those, so that we can cater to these very segments. They are very near and dear, and that gives us a lot of capability, and technologically we feel we are very stable and superior and moving ahead of the time. We are taking all the steps which is required in future in terms of quality, in terms of product, in terms of availability. And we also have one product called Dalmia DSP, which is one of our premium product, which is we recommend for concrete applications like pillars, a roof and all that. So there this cement is becoming very popular these days. We are working on that, and there are other grades also. So this is one of the prestigious certification we have on CIA Green Products and Service Council certification, which we have earned, because of all these green initiatives. So all our products, all the Pozzolana products, which is PPC grades, have been certified by them as a green product. So companies builders, infra players who are striving for greener points, because that is becoming the journey that finally you consume those products which is having a greener journey. So we will be ahead of the time in that case. This is another certification called Griha. This is a very important moment in our company when we have signed one agreement and one pledge rather with the US Special Presidential Envoy for Climate Change with John Kerry, where we said that we will be working on sustainable solution. So that means you have to invest in R&D, you have to invest in processes, and so that this journey continues. So that was the time only few companies were able to take that bull step that part of their cash flow they will be spending for all these things. And as a result, I'm very proudly saying this is a week back photograph which is taken in Copenhagen, Denmark. So in the white attire, our MD CEO Shri Mahendra Singh ji is there, and on the left side, this black attire is the CEO of FLS Smith, in presence of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji and the Prime Minister of Denmark. So we have signed one agreement with FLS Smith, which is a Denmark-based company, for sustainable solutions, to invest in that, to find what are the solutions so that the carbon emission can be reduced. And when we earn all this, understanding, knowledge, experience and all, the entire fraternity of industry will get benefited also. So coming back to this every home happy offer. So as I was telling that we are quite strong on the institutional front. Lot of good application we are able to do, we are sustaining, but at the same time we want to take a leadership position on the individual house builder segment also, which is interior part of rural, semi-urban areas. So we want to make our cement more popular, more attractive, and to do that we have thought of coming with the consumer promo. This is a end consumer who buys some slab of cement and they get benefited. So there is the terms and conditions to it that every consumer will be able to buy. If he's buying 300 bags, he will get some assured gifts, and then there are a lot of other prizes including e-vouchers of 1000 rupees, almost 5000 vouchers are there. So there is a good, I think, pledge which will be there, and which is going to give us a lot of mileage in terms of our attractiveness for the rural, semi-urban and other parts of the state. And we are happy that with this we will be growing faster in the IHB or trade segment also, and try and take some leadership position. So the market share currently is actually, it roams around, but in institutional sale it is somewhere around 17-20%, and in case of consumer sale it will be ranging between 11 to 13%.
What made you to bring out these offers?
So that's what I was saying, that we are good in the institutional sale. You can see our market share figures are good.
Have you finished the presentation, sir?
No.
Yeah. So I'm mostly through. So this is what I think we can have the question answer, not a problem. I mean, if you can give the mics.
Are you going to say something about the new projects in Tamil Nadu?
So let me just finish answering him. So what, as I was saying that institutional sales, we are already ahead of the times in terms of our ability to meet their requirement, special applications all. We need to be little more popular on the trade or consumer sale, and that is where this consumer promo will help us, so that it will bring us a little more attractiveness, and that's why we are bringing that we can attain some gain there also. So on the investment side, yes, we are very happy with the move we have taken in Tamil Nadu state with our investment, and we are very happy with the kind of environment, ecosystem the state is having in terms of investment, as well as the stable growth which is offered by the state. And we are thankful to the Tamil Nadu government, and we are going ahead with some investment. Recently we have signed one MOU also for 2,600 crore, which is to be invested over a period of almost 3 years or so. So that is what the plans are.
Where are these plants coming, grinding units coming?
So broadly, one which work will be starting or almost on the verge of start is nearly, this place is called Satur in I think Virudnagar district. Virudnagar district. And another one will be somewhere around Chennai cluster. When we say Chennai, means we Arakonam to maybe down from north to south Chennai or anywhere. I mean, that's where. And third, we are also planning something on the western part, somewhere from Salem to Coimbatore or that area somewhere, so that there is a good proximity and availability of. Because right now, entire production capacity is around Trichy and Aryalur. So from there, we are able to go near to the markets.
So there will be 3 units, right?
Yes, that's the plan.
And each will be about 2 million tons.
2 million tons, yeah.
So overall there will be 6 million tons of
Yes.
additional capacity.
Yes,
right?
yes.
What is the existing capacity?
Existing capacity, we are currently having one plant of around 3.4 million ton and another 2.5 million. So both totaling to 5.9 million.
And when will these 3 factories be ready?
So that's what we are saying, it will be done in phases only, not that everything starts on the same time. So we are starting with the first project now, and all the 3 we are planning to finish sometime in 3 years' time. So no, it is the project team is on there. First plant, yes, the phase 1 is going. The other one will take some time. So there is a Satur.
What is the additional investment in renewable energy? You say you're going to invest in setting
So
up 20
there are
megawatts.
solar plants we are putting up in our both Dalmiapuram and Aryalur plant. So one is I think 5 megawatt and another is around 9 to 11 megawatts. So these 2 plants are in place, which will be coming. In addition to that, there is something I was explaining, one WHRS, waste heat recovery system. So that plan is also undergoing in Dalmiapuram. So that may take another year to finish. So that is also underway.
And how much are you investing in all these things? Will that be a part of the 2006?
Look, WHRS will be in the range of around 120 crores or so. I'm giving a ballpark number because the escalations are also coming given the situation. And this solar power will take some time. These are under some negotiations and will get rolled out fast.
Most of the manufacturing plants are the southern side or eastern side. What is the main feature? Because northern side, western side don't have plants.
The first plant I said that was started in 1939, so that become our home or mother plant. You can say the main plant, correct? So and the next one also Aryalur, because we had the quality of good people and all that very near access, so the people can easily manage that. That is how we planned. And so far, I think the capacities were good, so it was meeting the need. But now, as the requirements are going up, demand is going up, our growth is happening also. So we are looking for now getting all across, so that the coverage is good.
Sir, where do you see the market?
Yes, sir.
Sir, Tamil Nadu is already a kind of a saturated market where you have a lot of competitors. Mostly from the southern players.
Right.
So where do you see the market and where do you stand in Tamil Nadu? That is the first question, or in the southern market. Then the
Right.
second thing is, cement prices have spiraled in the last 2 years. So is there a possibility for further rise in this financial year, or what is the future, sir?
So your first question, look, India is primarily still a very low per capita consuming country. So our per capita consumption of cement is around 300 kg, and global average is around 550 to 600. So we still have a lot of scope. Number one. Number two, in India, a lot of infra spend government is committing, and it is not only for the first time; it is continuously being there. Correct. So lot of support comes from the demand side, and it is always been there. And third, very important part, that India's rural segment demand is very strong, and that is also quite stable. I'm happy to say that during even the COVID times, people were sailed it through because of lot of rural demand, because that was already and always available. And I was going through one of the important study which was done by Mahindra tractor divisions, and they were mentioning that their sale has increased, of tractor sale has increased in the last quarter by 50,000 numbers. So which indicates that there is a lot of vibrancy, lot of good economy in our rural part. So that also gives a very good layer to us. So if I add it up over a period, we see a very good period. There may be temporary humps of demand, supply, and all that. That is already been always been there. But from the cement or the GDP point of view, we see a very good horizon next 3 to 5 years clearly. And Tamil Nadu has been always good in terms of availability of right investments, infra, manpower, right skilled people. So we feel that there will be a good growth here also. We will get good numbers, and definitely everybody will have some pie of share. That's the reason we have come with this investment. Apart from this, there is a parallel growth going in Kerala, which gets also supplied from these plants. So it is not only for Tamil Nadu, but material will also flow to Kerala to take care of their requirements, because there is none of the factories are there, so all material moves from here, and some part of South Karnataka may also flow from here in the times. Right now we supply it mainly from our Andhra Kadapa plant, but in the future some part may give from here once there is a saturation in that plant also. On the price front, sir, look, it is difficult to give a number, but it has always been some demand supply situation, and it has a major bearing on the energy cost, which is directly related to the coal and the supplies of coal. And also of late there has been a lot of cost pressures, which you might be reading and hearing from all the companies' results also. And it is difficult to say that how it will pan out, because we also feel that maybe this quarter, the coming quarter, the coal prices are going to be tight. It will be high only, and as we go along, maybe second quarter, we don't know, it may relax out to some extent, and it will ease out the situation. But it will be all, we are struggling, most of the cement companies are struggling with the cost, to manage their cost, and it is the phenomena across India. And not only cement, you can see aluminium, you can see steel, all the players. So that is the situation.
You have announced, a plant in Belgavi, right?
Belgaum, yeah.
Belgavi.
Yes.
So
there is that is a brownfield. That's an expansion of the existing this thing. So we are putting up another grinding capacity there in the existing capacities only.
Last question, sir. As far as your Q4 results are concerned,
yes,
your sales has increased, but your net profit has reduced.
That's what I was coming to again and again, saying that though the prices are more or less remain same in terms of realization, but there are cost pressures which is putting the P&L in pressure, where your manufacturing cost has gone up, your transportation cost has gone up. So all that is putting pressure, which we are not fully able to recover from the market also. So all that companies, all the cement companies are facing this scenario.
So southern cement manufacturers have been saying that there is a lack of, they are operating at a lower capacity when compared with northern players due to logistics and other issues. So already there is lower capacity utilization in southern market. You're putting up additional capacity. What makes you to be bullish on future outlook, so that your capacity utilization will grow in tune with it?
Look, one that we are taking a very step by step steps. So we are not going in, though there is a vision to go to 100 million tons and all that. But everything is calibrated and approaching some of the markets we are not there. Our presence has been low. So what we are trying to do that we are saying that our existing capacity moves to some level and then we do and prepare, because it takes some time, because the gestation of a putting up cement plant also is a little longish period. It is not that simple, because it normally takes almost 24 to 30 months from the zero date when you start doing activities around it. So you have to plan keeping that time also in mind. So by the time these plants rolled up, and we already start seeing that certain months we start finding it difficult to manage our plants, and there are maintenance issue, we don't supply enough and all that. So all these things gets debottleneck, and there will be some growth also, and we will enjoy some growth. So to some extent there are pockets where there is underutilization. A major statement comes from top part of that AP players, where this major underutilization situation is concerned. But our supplies from these two plants, which is also, the first plant is very old plant. Second plant also we have established in 2009, right? So from there has been no expansion as such, correct? So from that now we are taking this step. By the time we feel that by the time these will come, so there will be no imbalance in the situation. So these are calibrated step by steps movements.
So this will help you to address the market where you are not present.
Yes.
And what is the current utilization level in terms of 60-70%?
Utilization is in the range of yes, around 70 plus, 70 to 75. It will be averagely will be there.
In terms of sales, is it you are at pre-COVID sales or in terms of sales, level of sales?
Look, last quarter has been very good. There has been different experiences during the last year, because last year has been also having, and it has observed some abnormal periods. So these last 2 years are not exactly a right, I can say, a time horizon to compare, because some of the pent up demand of a non-performing period used to come in the next period. If I see quarter and quarter, so some quarter was dull, there was a pent up demand which was coming. So it is not exactly what you see, but as a company we have grown around 16% on YOY for last quarter. So last quarter our growth has been 16%, and we feel that since our entry in this quarter is also giving a good time, we are little free from the economy is almost open now, we should have a good year this year.